Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides on the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Shivangi Mishra. Today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give you a glimpse of the country's diversity. Let's begin the show with this year's Navratri celebration, which is one of the most renowned festivals in Hinduism. It is celebrated during the bright half of the Hindu calendar month Ashwin, which usually occurs in the Gregorian months of September and October. Durga Puja is also celebrated during this time. Although commemorated and celebrated differently across the nation for a variety of reasons, the core reason for the celebration is good over evil, which remains the same. Millions of Hindus offered prayers in temples and observed fast across India as they observe the 9-night Navratri festival. Dedicated to the all 9 forms of goddess Durga, the festival is celebrated across the country with a lot of vigor and passion, and each region observes it in a different manner. In Surat city of Gujarat, more than 30,000 lamps lit the Umiyadam temple during the Maha Aarti in the Varacha area. When worshipping goddess Adi Shakti, all other lights are turned out and just the light from the lamps is used. Similarly, in Delhi, an early morning ritual known as Aarti was done at the well-known Jhandewala temple on Maha Ashtami. The temple was beautifully decorated with red flowers, and devotees were seen waiting in lines to offer their prayers to the deity.
मंदिर खुल गया। मंदिर की व्यवस्था बहुत अच्छी है, साफ सुथरा है, बहुत अच्छा है, नीट एंड क्लीन है। यहाँ पे आकर सुख शांति मिलती है। मंदिर में माता रानी सबकी मनोकामना पूरी करे, हमारी तो करती है। मंदिर आने के बाद बहुत अच्छा लगता है। इस मंदिर में आकर ऐसा लगता है कि दिल को शांति मिलती है। बहुत अच्छा बंदोबस्त किया है इन्होंने, मंदिर प्रशासन ने बहुत अच्छा बंदोबस्त किया।
Meanwhile, in Kolkata, many innovative Durga Puja pandals were made to celebrate the festival. This year, the theme of the pandal set up by Dam Dam Tarundal was City of Joy, Calcutta, which reflects the journey from old Calcutta to today's Kolkata. One of the widely performed traditional art forms during Navratri is the Ram Leela, a popular sight across the length and breadth of the country in the run-up to the Dashera festival. Performed during the annual 9-night Navratri festival, the play depicts the life and teachings of Hindu Lord Rama. One such Ram Leela is the Love Kush Ram Leela, which is put on by the Love Kush Ram Leela committee.
Jai Shri Ram, Ayushman.
The Red Fort in Delhi is where the Love Kush Ram Leela is hosted. It is the oldest and most well-known Ram Leela committee in the nation. Many film actors participated in the famous Ram Leela of Ayodhya on Thursday and staged a spectacular performance of the Leela of Ram Vanvas and Dashrath Maran.
अयोध्या जी में जब भी आते हैं तो हमें तो बहुत खुशी मिलती है। हनुमान जी की सेवा करते हैं तो बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी मिलती है, और अयोध्या जी में हनुमान जी की सेवा करने का जो आनंद है वो अपरंपार है। जनता का प्यार अयोध्या जी में बहुत ज़्यादा मिलता है। मैं तीसरा साल हो गया, तो ये हर साल मिलते हैं। यहाँ के जो लोग हैं अयोध्या के, उनका जो बोलते हैं ना सोने का टाइम लंका का होता था, लेकिन अयोध्या का जो सोने का टाइम है वो आ रहा है, बहुत करीब है। राम मंदिर का निर्माण अभी नियरली ख़त्म होने वाला है। आई थिंक 1-1.5 साल के अंदर पूरी दुनिया से लोग नंबर 1 तीर्थ स्थान अयोध्या।
In Cuttack, around 28 idols of Hindu goddess Durga were decorated with gold and silver as devotees thronged marquees to offer prayer during the Navratri celebrations. Silver and gold filigranes have been used to make the idols that have been put on display at different marquees in the city, also known as the Silver and the Millennium City. Crowns with peacocks, fish and flowers are the most common patterns, and jewelry has been used to make the idols more appealing to the eye.
तो 2 सालों बाद दुर्गा पूजा देखने को मिल रहा है और इतना डिलाइट है सबको, सब देखने के लिए आ रहे हैं, हर एज ग्रुप के लोग। और इस कटक को सिल्वर सिटी भी कहते हैं, जो कि सिल्वर के लिए बहुत फेमस है, तारकशी वर्क। और यही सिल्वर आज हमें इतना डिटेल में किया गया है और ये लोगों को इतना अच्छा देखने को मिल रहा है।
ये खासियत यहीं का है, यहाँ के कारीगर का खासियत है। हम जो घूमने जाते हैं सिर्फ इसी को ज़्यादा देखने के लिए थे, इसके ज़्यादा। और इसके जो मूर्ति के जो मुख होते हैं ना, इतनी खूबसूरत होते हैं, कहीं नहीं मिलेगा। बहुत ही खूबसूरत मुखड़े होते हैं देवी के।
It is festivals like these that show the beauty of culture and traditions of India. Sufism has not only flourished in India, but it has also developed into a strategy for bringing together various religious groups. Even today, people still live by the teachings of these saints. The same is evident at the shrine of Saint Hazrat Makhdoom Shah, where worshippers of all faiths gather to seek the blessings of the holy saint. People from far and wide visit the Jajmau area of Kanpur city to pay their respects at the Dargah of Sufi Saint Makhdoom Shah Baba. The shrine was built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq in the year 1358. The Sufi saint is believed to have come to India from Iran. There is a large number of people who come to this dargah and claim themselves to be affected by diseases. It is believed after coming here, the effect of these diseases automatically ends.
तकरीबन 800 साल से ज़्यादा हो गए कि आप हयात ज़ाहरी में 60 साल तक यहाँ पर आपने मोहब्बत व उल्फत और उनसियत की तालीम दी, भाईचारगी का दर्स दिया। और इमसाल 764वां उर्स पाक आपका मुनक्किद हुआ, जिसमें कई लाख अक़ीदतमंद की हाज़िरी हुई। और यहाँ से हमेशा मोहब्बत की और भाईचारगी का दर्स दिया जाता है। हिंदू हो, मुस्लिम हो, सिख हो, ईसाई हो, किसी भी धर्म से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाला हो, वह यहाँ आते हैं और दिल से दुआ करते हैं और मांगी मुरादों को वो पाते हैं।
Even today, people from different places and religions come and offer chaddars here and seek the blessings of the holy saint. It is believed that whoever comes here with a true heart, Baba Makhdoom Shah solves all their issues or diseases. It is believed that Sufi saint fulfills the wishes of all and nobody returns empty-handed from here.
इसके अलावा जो है यहाँ सरकार का गुस्ल होता है जो है 25 सफ़र को, तो उसका जो पानी है सरकार के गुस्ल का, वो जो है बहुत शिफा देता है लोगों को, यहाँ तक कि कैंसर की बीमारी में, और जो है सरकार के गुस्ल का पानी जो है लोगों के अटैक में, तमाम चीज़ों में बहुत फ़ायदेमंद है। यहाँ बहुत भीड़ होती है। यहाँ सब धर्मों के, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, यहाँ पे सब एकता के साथ जो है आते हैं। और यही हम लोगों की संस्कृति है और यही भाईचारा है हम लोगों का। भारतीय संस्कृति का ये प्रतीक है। ये मज़ारे जो हैं हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति की प्रतीक हैं।
The message of peace and brotherhood comes out loud from these dargahs, and these sites have been acting as symbols of communal harmony for ages. The solidarity among the different religious communities has remained a hallmark of India's unity since time immemorial. Now, a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
An Indian startup has developed the country's first human-carrying drone specifically designed for warships for carrying cargo and humans. The drone, which uses 16 rotors, has been designed by Pune-based Sagar Defence Engineering Company in close collaboration with Indian Navy.
This is specially designed for the Indian naval warships and especially for the Indian Navy, so it can land and take off from a moving warship. Now, the biggest challenge on a warship out at sea is when they want to have a transfer of fuel or a transfer of cargo, or in case of medical casualty evacuation, they need to bring two ships together very close to each other, and there is something called RASFAS operations, or fly a helicopter from a ship and then make it land on the other. And that requires a lot of cost, there's a lot of risk, and there's a risk to human life also. So in this case, this scenario, this platform can pick up to 100 kgs of cargo, or with medical evacuation, somebody you can sit on it, as you saw me flying over here, and then can take it off from one ship and then land on another one.
Parashar said the drone can fly for 25 to 30 minutes to a range of about 20 kilometers up to a height of 500 meters from the takeoff position. The drone also has a ballistic parachute in case of safety failure and can sustain 30 to 40% battery failure, he added. The startup company is looking to expand its commercial usage in the coming 3 to 4 years by launching an urban air mobility vehicle for humans, which will be especially useful in case of carrying out medical emergency operations. Exiled Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama began a 3-day teaching session for the Taiwanese Buddhist followers in the India's northern hill town of Dharamsala. Around 400 Taiwanese followers along with monks, nuns, locals and foreign participants gathered at Suglakhang temple as he spoke on chapter 2, Dharmakirti's commentary on valid cognition.
I am so honored to be here because I am so inspired by the Dalai Lama, and all his teachings are like amazing, so that's why I am here.
It's a blessing to hear what the Dalai Lama has to say, said a follower from USA, Cindy Travis. The Dalai Lama fled from Lhasa for asylum in India in 1959 after an abortive uprising against Chinese rule. He has since lived mostly in the northern hill town, where his supporters run a small government in exile and advocate Tibet autonomy by peaceful means. Indian superstars Salman Khan and Chiranjeevi launched the Hindi trailer of the upcoming action thriller film Godfather in the country's showbiz capital of Mumbai. A remake of 2019 Malayalam film Lucifer, Chiranjeevi's Godfather is about the power struggle after the death of an eminent politician.
I was away from the Hindi films. Always I wanted to see there should be one film that's called Indian film. There is no regional, there is no Indian film. Correct. It's my strong wish that they should come.
With 2 mega stars in titular roles, the producers are hoping the film to appeal to the masses.
The festivals in India are irresistible. People from diverse faiths, religions, castes and cultures come together to celebrate every festival of India with the same devotion and fervour. Dussehra is one such festival when parks and stadiums in India get jam-packed with people who come to witness Ram Leela and burning of giant effigy of Raavan. But have we ever seen the dexterous hands who work day and night to build these giant effigies of Raavan? If not, take a look. The preparations for Dussehra start months before the actual day. Various artisans across the country start working relentlessly to prepare the tall effigies of Ravana for the final day celebration. Setting up an example of religious harmony, Muslims in Aligarh city of Uttar Pradesh have been making these effigies for years.
100 साल से हो रहे हैं, 4 पीढ़ियों से। क्या बनाते हो? कुंभकर्ण, मेघनाथ, रावण के पुतले बनाते हैं। अच्छा लगता है, हम तो मतलब जो है ये हिंदुओं का त्यौहार है, लेकिन हमें इस बात से कुछ नहीं, हमें तो खुशियाँ हम तैयार करते हैं। मुस्लिम हैं हम, जो इतनों, और हमें तो अच्छा लगता है, हम करते हैं इसको और 1 साल से इंतजार करते हैं। हमारे 15 आदमी कर रहे हैं, मेरी फैमिली के। लेडीज भी हैं।
Making these effigies require unique dexterity in planting firecrackers inside the body of the Ravana effigy and then assembling the large parts of it. From designing the structure to the final painting of the effigy parts require utmost attention and dedication. The talent of these artisans is above the bounds of any religion, caste or creed.
रावण का पुतला बना रहे हैं। कैसा लगता है? बहुत अच्छा लगता है। कितनी मजदूरी मिल जाती है? मजदूरी के का अपना खर्चा पानी चल जाता है और बच्चों की है का अपने पढ़ाई लिखाई का सब खर्चा निकल जाता है। किसका त्योहार है? ये हिंदुओं का त्यौहार है, हम मुस्लिम लोग हैं। कैसा लगता है? बहुत अच्छा लगता है हमें बनाते हुए। हाँ, पूरी साल इंतजार करते हैं इसका हम।
Although belonging to different religious communities, the artisans work in unison to shape up the best colourful effigies of Ravana. Every year these festivals of India embolden the secular fabric of our country and set a precedent of communal harmony for the world community. The health insurance sector in India saw an exponential growth during the COVID-19 pandemic with a whopping annual growth rate of 30 to 35%. Let's have a look at the growth trajectory and rise in the sector.
Who could forget those disturbing months in India in early 2021? Hospitals at capacity, an acute oxygen shortage, and the health infrastructure almost at breaking point. India was hit hard with the COVID pandemic, but a resilient population battled on. As a result of the economic downturn in the wake of the pandemic, many were unable to bear the upfront costs of healthcare and treatment resulting from unforeseen medical emergencies. Many were left searching for other alternatives to cover their needs. This is when the importance of holistic health insurance coverage was realized. The health insurance sector was seeing steady year-on-year growth. However, the COVID pandemic gave it a boost, which increased the sector's growth exponentially. The Confederation of Indian Industry estimates that the health sector in India has the potential to grow at an annual rate of 30 to 35%.
The contributions of the insurance industry are also noteworthy during these difficult times. They were able to provide timely financial assistance to the family of about 27 lakh and about 24,000 crores of claims were paid with a remarkable speed, thus providing the support that was required at that point of time.
India's health insurance sector has been growing with 3 A's: awareness, accessibility, and affordability. In India, there are 6 standalone health insurance companies, and there are 19 third-party administrators to facilitate seamless reimbursements. In order to reach people in rural areas and for the urban poor, the government launched Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, ABPMJAY, the largest subsidized scheme covering 40% of India's population at the bottom of the pyramid. Since its launch in 2018, the PMJAY scheme has involved 35.6 million hospitalizations and has disbursed 5.17 billion USD. Nearly 70% of the country's population is now estimated to be protected by some health insurance coverage, including the state government scheme, social insurance schemes, and private insurance.
Health insurance numbers are increasing year on year, but what pandemic has done is that it has increased the awareness to a great extent. Now everyone is looking at vaccination, everyone is looking at variety of preventive measures, etc., and that has resulted into increased awareness about insurance. And we hope in future that lot of families will get their cover and come under insurance fold.
With a vision to ensure the health of 1 billion Indians by 2025, the Confederation of Indian Industry organized the 16th Health Insurance Summit 2022. The summit focused on democratized access to quality and affordable healthcare for all by placing the patient at the center of the care continuum. The outbreak of the pandemic has given a new push to the insurance sector in India, where public-private partnerships play a pivotal role.
Largely, universal health coverage can happen only through a public-private partnership. So, it's all whatever wealth we have in the form of knowledge or a hospital infrastructure or industry, it's all part of government. So naturally, there should be a public-private partnership to see that how we can make every household have a health insurance policy.
According to health experts, all Indians should have health insurance by 2047, when India marks 100 years of its independence. The country has already initiated a slew of amendments and policy changes that will help the country reach this goal. These changes will help to create an ecosystem wherein healthcare startups will thrive. The pandemic has given all of us pause to rethink our health, both physical and mental. Policymakers in India realize that the anxiety of high hospital bills is something that Indians can do without to increase productivity. Therefore, this fresh thrust to make healthcare accessible for all is another initiative that India is prioritizing to make a quantum leap in its growth trajectory.
At the end, we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section of World in Focus.
A women-only festival in Cairo opened its doors to audiences aiming to spotlight female artists and help them build a wider fan base. She Arts brought together Arab artists with foreign ones in collaborations in music, theatre, stand-up comedy and film.
بنوفر ساحة للفنانات ان هم يعرضوا فنونهم عليها متخصصة ليهم بس وان احنا بنحط هايلايت عليهم يعني احيانا بيبقى في حاجة حلوة قوي بس وسط حاجات كتير ما بتبقيش شايفاها بس لما حد بيجي يقول لك شفتي دي واو الله دي حلوة ده بقى اللي احنا عايزين نعمله. كمان عايزين يبقى في كوبريشن او فرصة للتعاون الدولي بين فنانات من جوه مصر ومن بره مصر وده اللي حصل في اكتر من عروض. عندنا اكتر من كوبريشن بين فنانات مصريات وفنانات من بره مصر هيعملوا حاجات مع بعض وبدأنا النهارده بشي ارتس اوركسترا او اوركسترا هي الفنون اللي كان عندنا عازفات مصريات محترفات ومعاهم الكوندكتور من المانيا والقائد الكمانجا من المانيا.
The festival also supports aspiring artists with an opportunity to sponsor by production a selection of performers like Kathy Halim, who won in last year's She Festival edition and sang the song produced by the festival in this year's opening ceremony. The Japanese firm Entity Communications is establishing a global data cooperation infrastructure. Entity Communications aims to develop a fusion of ICT, information and communication technology, and factory automation technology. It is developing a cooperative European data transaction infrastructure Gaia X. Also, Entity Communications is proposed to cooperate with Catena X. It is the data cooperation infrastructure of the German car industry. Its data covers details of a car design, production, gathering of its parts, car production, sales and recycling. In this situation, Entity Communications have announced at an online press conference to work towards cooperative development with manufacturer Omron. It aims to accelerate production system, thus harmonizing the global environment.
生産現場、工場などに特有の通信インターフェース、カテナ X、ガイア X と連携できるデータモデルに対応している OT 向けおよび海外のデータプラットフォーム向けにも対応できるネットワークサービスです。現場にあるデータを集めて分析をして活用するというものですが、エッジコンピューターの層とクラウドと現場のシステムが連携をして最適な場所でデータを集めて分析をしてそれを現場にフィードバックして最適化していくという取り組みになります。
Entity Communications will contribute to drawing effective future version industrial map that will be helpful in solving environment, energy and factory operations. Hot air balloons filled the Albuquerque sky on Saturday as the 50th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta kicked off in New Mexico. The International Fiesta is a yearly 9-day festival that takes place in the first week of October. Over 600 hot air balloons and 700 pilots participate each year, flying different shaped balloons ranging from traditional profiles to Rafiki and Yoda. The festival was created in 1972 and gathered only 13 balloons. Today it is the largest balloon event worldwide. Kawagoe in Saitama Prefecture has an old-fashioned landscape called Small Edo, which attracts a number of tourists. Kawagoe city was famous for producing sweet potatoes. Imokoi, a sweet potato cake made by the Japanese confectionery shop Umon, is a famous confectionery that combines bean jam with most of its ingredients. Umon sells special soft cream Koi Soft only at Toki no Kane store with their famous sweet potato cake. The Japanese word koi means love.
ソフトクリームはお味がミルクとミックスと紫芋っていうのがあります。紫芋に関しては自家製のお芋のペーストに紫芋ペーストを混ぜて、本当に自家製のソフトクリームという形で作っております。味はですね、濃厚です。うちのソフトクリーム、ミルクにしても紫芋にしてもすごく味が濃いので、ミルクだったら食べた瞬間にもうミルクっていう感じですし、紫芋ももうお芋っていう味がするので、結構皆さんすごくお芋だっていう形で声は聞かれますね。
The Japanese tourism industry is prospering as international tourism is now becoming more relaxed.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Shivangi Mishra, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.